Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Forget We Said That. Today's episode is going to be a bit of a. What do we decide? Getting some life updates.
Right, who's who first? Who's?
Well, okay.
Introduce.
Who are
Okay,
you?
okay. I
Who's
thought I'd introduce
that
the
girl?
topics first, but okay. I guess that wasn't the plan, even though I said it. No, it's all good. Okay, we'll
I did
introduce
it for
first.
19 episodes, Aqua.
Wait, well, last time we did the intros in the first for the thing. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do intros first. Do we need the clap sync?
No, you're good.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Forget We Said That. My name is Relytan.
I'm Alyssa Riot.
And I'm Legion Lion.
In today's episode, we'll be getting into some life updates, some fit checks, some shout-outs, and maybe some other things. That sounds like a good plan to me, but Alyssa...
Yeah, this is where we're too busy and we need like a thing to talk about.
Yeah, but Alyssa
Caught
looks
us
a
on
little...
a crazy week.
Alyssa looks like she needs to get something off her chest.
God.
So first of all, you look so emotional over there. Can you tell us
You're
anything
Glowing,
about what you've done
Alyssa.
lately?
You look like you lost 20 pounds.
Oh,
it's so
thanks,
crazy.
Really
babe.
true.
Oh, God. Okay, well, all right, I'll just say it. So Tuesday, Bunky, my cat, passed away. I had to put him down. He was really sick, so I'm kind of reeling from that right now. And in the midst of all that, I started my internship. And I'm working, thank you,
Right.
at Child Protective Services, and it has been interesting. The first week, I was just kind of thrown into it. My supervisor said he didn't know that he was getting an intern. He's never had one before. And
Who are you?
Yeah, he was like, what do we do? I'm like, I don't know.
Classic.
What do we do?
Classic boss. Is that Michael Scott?
Right. He's funny. I really like him. He's a year older than me, right? Yeah, and he's married and all that. And I guess before me, he really kept to himself. He's kind of a loner, doesn't really talk too much to anybody unless he
Oh my
has
God,
to.
that's my boy.
Right? I was like, oh, this is perfect. Yeah, this is perfect for me. But we have meshed really well because in order to get him to feel comfortable, I've been just letting my sense of humor fly. I tell him everything that I think and how I feel, and he laughs. So, I noticed, too, one of the things that we do is, we both chew gum before we go anywhere. So, anytime we pull up to a case, we're both just all, hey. So...
Do you do the thing that smokers do? Do you hand over the pack?
Right, yeah, he's got a huge pack on his desk. Right? And then,
Borrow a cigarette? Can I borrow gum?
pretty much, yeah, we both have, all kinds of gum in our bags.
Bum
Bum
stick
gum.
of gum from you.
Yeah, and he carries a satchel. I'm always like, did you get your purse? I've got my purse. And we're always chewing gum. So, he... he has his own desk or whatever. They're kind of like cubicles, but there's no walls. It's open and windows. And his desk is completely plain. He doesn't have any flair. There's no flair.
No family pictures.
He
no,
has 2 pictures of his kids.
Oh, okay.
He's
And I'm like,
clearly just trying to put up the
Yeah.
illusion that he cares. No.
yeah, right. He's got one picture. It's like, I love you, Daddy, with handprints. And I'm like, your wife said, go
Sus.
put this up at work.
Yeah.
We have no room at the house.
Well,
Put that
no,
on
she
your
visited
desk.
him one day, and it wasn't on there, and she made him sleep on the couch that night.
Shit. If family could come into the building, maybe, but it is this. Nobody's allowed in there unless you're an employee.
Really?
We have badges, yeah, because it's CPS. There
I mean,
Oh.
yeah.
files and kids, and it's pretty
There's
fucking
kids in
secure.
the office. They're just
There's kids in one part,
okay,
yeah.
You guys
they're
go
just
through
on a
metal
shelf that you have to
detector or
pick
just,
up and
normal security.
put them.
There is a metal detector for visitors on the inside when parents come in for visits, but not on the employee side.
okay.
We're separated. Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge building. Tons of cubicles, tons of conference rooms. It's a new building, too. They just built it. And so, the first day we did a tour, and, in the back areas, our they look like giant like ring doorbells, right? And they're always red until we put our badge on, and then it turns green, and you have to get through the door quick. And that's because
Hell 9000.
if you like leave the door open long enough, like a kid can escape because there's runners. It's from when we like take them from their parents. They try to escape the building, and then alarms start going off. So we have to like quick get through the door.
The prisoner's escaping.
The prisoner's escaping.
Get them.
Yeah,
I'd help the kids escape. Hell yeah, go for freedom, young kid.
Right? Yeah, like, and I guess they do. But I mean, if I was taken from my parent and I was put in that area, it's a nice fucking area that we have for them. Like, we have like this huge storage room full of clothes that they can choose from. They can like, put on clean clothes. There's a washer dryer if they want to wash the stuff they have. Oh. We have a huge fridge and a snack room for them that they can go in and get stuff. What else? We have, there's the snack room, the clothes. What else? Shoes.
You guys have like showers and stuff like that as well?
There must be. I haven't seen them, but I think there must be for some kids. Because, I mean, why would you put clean clothes on your dirty body?
Right. I have a PSA that I know is true. Is that it kind of relates to this pretty well. Is like foster kids always need like luggage,
Yes,
because there's like a lot of times they're only given like a plastic bag to like carry their clothes around in. And
yes,
if you can
that's
like donate
true.
your luggage, like if you don't need it anymore, you're not planning on going
Yeah,
on
please
vacation.
do, guys. If you have clothes or toys or luggage or anything like that, look up where your nearest like CPS building is, and they always take donations. Boxes of diapers. Oh my gosh, we saw one day I went in, and a lot of the social workers went to Walmart, and they got big boxes of diapers and wipes and stuff like that, because we have it in the building there. So we have like the food and the clothes and stuff like that, and then we have rooms because they can stay in our building for like a day. And so we have like cribs and beds for them to lay down, TVs and stuff like that, couches so they can just kind of chill, and and they're always supervised. There's always a worker with them.
Oh, okay, I was gonna ask, is there anybody with them, or is they
all the
we just
time.
lock the room at night and then we show up in the morning?
Oh no,
at 8 a.m.
It's because we're processing their case and trying to find somewhere for them to go. So they'll be there for like a day, like just chilling, and then oh man, there's a big room full of toys, and so we can walk the babies in there and be like, oh, what do you want? Do you want to grab a toy? Okay, we're gonna come in here. We'll watch Bluey, and you can play or whatever. You can take a nap. Like it's pretty fucking cool. I like it. But like, so my internship is weird. They don't fucking tell you what to do, and they didn't tell my supervisor what to do. So he's like, what do we do? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, just tell me things that you would have wanted to know when you started.
To our audience, let's not color the CPS as always working like this. But that is funny. No, that's funny. I think
just the Fresno one.
You know what?
Just the Fresno one.
It's a charming story. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so like, this is just the internship part. Like, mind you, there's hundreds of employees there too. So like, I'm with this guy, and I'm in emergency response. So we are the front line of like where everything starts. So like, they're in the room behind us is where we get our referrals, the crisis hotline phone calls, and then they send them to us. And then there's a board of people in my department of like who can take that case. Like, oh, this person hasn't had a case in 2 weeks, and so they're at the front, and then it rotates, right?
So kind of like a caretaker.
Yeah.
Right? When people like for your old folks, just send them for like health checks and stuff like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you ever gonna be like the one manning the calls at all? Like, are you gonna have to like do some time there to meet like some requirements?
It seems like so when I started my internship, a new employee started, and so he's been kind of tagging along with me and my supervisor to train as well, and he said it was like that too. So like his first couple of months he'll be kind of just shadowing people, and then they go to a non-crisis area for 3 months. And then after that, he will go to crisis. And I think they have him start off in phone calls. And then he goes out on actual cases, like by himself. Yeah. And so my guy, we do pretty much everything. Like, so my day looks like this. Like, I get there in the morning, he's already there, and it's either him or the head of the department has already, like, printed out a screener report for me for whatever is going to happen. So whatever case we got last night or when I wasn't there, they go, here, read this. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And it's like 12 pages. And so it's basically like,
more homework, Alyssa.
yeah, homework. Yeah. What happened, the kids, and then it's like their history of referrals that they've gotten over the years. And the most recent case that's happened, what's going on with the parents, criminal history, everything. So I'm just quickly reading.
Like kind of like a police report almost.
Yes. Yeah, and we read police reports and things like that. So I'm quickly going through this because they usually say, okay, in about 25 minutes, the parents are going to get here. We're going to have a meeting, and it's called a TDM, a team determination meeting, where it's all of us social workers, the one who is on the case, and then the parents. And basically the meetings to determine what's going to happen with their case. If we're going to keep the kids, if we're going to make a safety plan, whatever it is. So I'm like, he's like, okay. So I'm reading through the case, trying to get the gist of what's happening. And then we go and we sit for sometimes 2 hours, and we listen to the parents. We let them tell their story, what happened, and then we offer them resources. If they don't take it, they can not take it, but I would say it doesn't look good to not take it.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, did they get put on a list?
We mark it in their file.
And, like, if something worse
applicable.
happens, then they get probably the book thrown at them, probably, or something like that.
Yeah, if we determine that they do not have a safe place to go back to, and that, you know, I think it's like they're not doing anything to help themselves, I think, you know, then we can decide, all right, well, we're going to take this to court, and your kids are going to stay in foster care with us, so fucking figure it out.
It's like a community service or something kind of deal,
Right.
where it's like, if you don't do this, like, sooner or later, it's just going to happen. You're just going to go away.
But it's hard because, like, I was watching some stuff where these parents, they get tons and tons of referrals over years. Like, this one lady had 21 referrals in the last 6 years. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, her kid had been being abused since he was 12 days old. He's 6 years old now, and they keep getting referrals, but it's not enough evidence to do anything about it. There's nothing we can do. Right. And she's getting mad at us going, I'm going to sue you guys. You guys are harassing me. You're making my life hard. And da-da-da-da-da. But it's like, why does he keep having bruises? You know? Why do the daycare keep calling us? Why does the teacher keep calling us? Why is it only him? Out of all these kids that you have, why is it only him? Oh, he fell. Oh, he's clumsy. Da-da-da-da. And so we have to put on these case files unfounded or substantiated, but there's no substantiated abuse because he won't tell us. So I guess the workers, like, every time I interview him, it's fine. Like, they do play, they do coloring, and he's cool. As soon as he goes, hey man, how did you get that bruise? He says he freezes up and he goes into a trance-like state, and he goes, I fell down. I fell. I hit my head. No, I'm okay. No, it doesn't hurt. So we can't do anything.
If you know the system, then it's over. Yeah.
Yeah, or his mom goes, no, remember, because it happened like this. Well, yeah. No, that's not how it happened. Remember, it happened like this. Oh, yeah. And then he parrots what she's saying. But it's nothing, we can't do anything with it. And that has been the hardest part about this internship, is seeing how little we can do.
I think that's what leads to a lot of burnout, too, for sure.
Yeah, one lady was just there. She retired after 12 years because she couldn't take it. You know, there's some people that just, it's hard. There's a high turnaround rate, and I can see why. But, man, it's been crazy. You know, I've had to go out, like my first day, right? Yeah, I had to go out, and this mom, she had been driving after she drank with her 3-year-old in the car, and, like, I guess what happened was, like, she was driving around, and they stopped at a waterfall, and she drank one IPA. And then she got in the car, got pulled over, and her blood alcohol was like way over, you know, and they were like, okay, well, you can't be doing that. You can't have any kind of drinks with a kid in a car. Like, no, stupid. And so my partner and I were going to her house to tell her basically the result of that. And so I'm sitting there, and her house is clean, and her kids well taken care of. She's smart. Like, everything is good in the house. She just, you know, she made a mistake. And she was like, okay, so what does this mean? And he goes, well, you're going into the child abuse index. This is considered severe neglect.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? Like, forever? And he's like, yes, this is on your record. Like, she goes, well, who can see this? And he's like, employers, landlords, anybody that does a background check. And she was just bawling, and I felt so bad for her, but I'm like, what the hell? Like, you can't do that. And then, like, later come to find out, like, that was her second DUI. This was just the first time she had her kid in the car. It's pretty obvious she has an alcohol problem, but she's not owning up to it. But he was like, do you need resources? You know, we have drug and alcohol, we have this, that. And she was just like, yes, I'll take whatever resources you can. And that makes her look better because it shows the court, I have a problem. I'm trying to do something about it.
Right.
But then there's cases that aren't. Like, we got a case one day of a lady who was so sleepy, so tired, her toddlers escaped out of the motel room, and the people downstairs found them. This is the second time it's happened. And when they called the cops went up there. They couldn't get her awake. They had to shake her, had to yell at her. She wakes up finally, and she's like, oh, I was just asleep. And they find cocaine in her bag. And she's like, that's not mine. And they take the dad to jail. In the jail, he's like, yeah, she was doing cocaine, you know. And she kept swearing up and down, I didn't. And then we test her, positive for cocaine. And we offer her services, and she's like, no, I don't have a problem. No, I don't do cocaine. No. Like, kept denying. And we were like, okay, she's denying all of these resources. And then they have to have a meeting about it. And then I had to go home, so I don't even know what happened.
Ooh,
So,
yeah.
Sounds like
the results there.
Yeah, it sounds like she could have done for some legal counsel.
yeah, it was pretty bad, but it's like, those are just like many, many examples. There's just hundreds that come in a day, and they're really similar of like, just like parents not paying attention, and something happens, or they're doing something and the school calls, or something, or, you know, and then you get out there and you interview and you talk to the kids. I've had kids tell me things, and, you know, we make a note of it, and then, you know, we just have to see what happens in the meeting. But I'm only there for a couple of days, so I don't always know what happens. Like, when I saw him the other day, I was just like, oh man, like, it sucks I'm not going to be here tomorrow for the meeting. And he was like, honestly, the case that you see today will be history tomorrow. You won't even know what happens.
Right.
Man,
I was gonna say, like, how long do like cases take to do? Like, does it get done in a day almost, or is it like a month-long process?
So for emergency response, I know for like the crisis thing, like when they call in, we have 24 hours to respond. And so they respond within a day, and then they have 72 hours to do like a determination, you know, of that. After that, I know, let's see.
Are they like in the rooms already? Did they go to the building by then, or getting interviewed?
Yes. Like within the 72 hours, they come here, or come to the building, or they could do like a Teams meeting. I saw like where they do Microsoft Teams, as long as they're present. Yeah. And then they do the meeting that way. And then at the end of the meeting, we have an action plan. Like, okay, so the kids are going to go with this person while you do this, you complete these classes. Like they have a lot of like room before they go to court. But she like, what did the supervisor say? She said, do you want parenting classes? And she said, remember, these are voluntary, but if you don't go to them, like we can take extra steps. So it's like it's voluntary, but also because we can't say that it's mandatory, but also required. Yeah, like we can't make them do things, but if you don't do it, like we could go to court. You know what I mean?
It's a disguised threat kind of thing. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, it seems like that. Like I'm still learning all of this, but that's what it seemed like to me. And then, like I have other friends that are doing internship, and they're like in PPLA, which is planned permanency living, and that's for kids that have been in foster care forever and they're about to age out. And so that's like basically going, okay, you're about to be 18, we're going to help you with an apartment and with food stamps and with this, that, and the other. And so like sometimes their cases can be with us for a very long time. Like if their parents are like, say they went to prison, there's no family to take them, or there's no family that are qualified to take them, because what they can do is like, it doesn't even have to be family. It could be a friend. Like if they say, I trust this person and my kids can go to them, I consent, the kids can go there, because like CPS tries to like avoid stranger care, like with foster people. And so that can be okay too. They can do that. But sometimes we have to like check them out though. Like we have to background them. Like, so if they,
I was going to say.
Right. So if they have like an open CPS case, or if they have whatever on them and we don't feel that it's safe for the kids, then we can go, no, you don't have anybody that they can go to.
I've heard some horror stories with that, with people who slip through those cracks. It's got to be the worst, is when if you check somebody and it turns out that they were
one
like
abuser to the next, here you go.
Yeah, if they were like guilty of something in the past or something, you let them go with them. Like, yeah, you need a lot of checks and balances.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, oh, and I found out too, because I was like, there's foster homes, right? And there's people that literally they get paid by the government
Make a living
to take in foster kids, right? And my supervisor was saying that there's a runaway risk pay. And this one lady had taken in a 16-year-old boy knowing that he was like a flight risk, and she gets paid $6,000 a month just to have him. I was like, shit. But what if he leaves? Do you still get the check for the month?
There must be some deal made. But yeah, that sounds so like almost skeevy. It is. It's a weird balance to have, or kind of a weird relationship for them to have.
Yeah.
Paid fostering.
I get paid so much.
Oh my god, just make that for cats.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I know.
It baby.
It's crazy. Like I'm learning a lot, like in hearing about old cases, like they say, oh, don't talk about it. Like obviously you can talk about it, but you can't share details. Like you can't tell people's names and things like that. And so I've
prison rules.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Cause you want to, you don't want to tell about people, but man, I've told Brandon a couple times, like, Jesus, like, I feel so bad for like these kids, and and they look at me and they talk to me. Sometimes they're Hattie's age, and I'm just like, these kids telling me things. Yeah, I mean, a little girl crying and looking at me and telling me what her stepdad did, and please don't make me go back over there, and and she's looking at me like, like help me, and I can only. I'm an intern.
You got to play by the rules. Yeah, and you're the lowest on the totem pole.
Yeah, and do a house check. We had to do a house check. Like, luckily, we didn't make her go back to where she didn't want to go. But I was like,
I mean, sometimes that's all you can ask for. Like, if you win that one, I feel like you've won pretty well.
Yeah, man. And I was like, God, like I feel bad. Like they look at me to trust. They look at me to save them, and I'm limited. And he goes, man. He's like, there's this one time this social worker, she was trying to get this little boy to disclose to her what his stepdad was doing. Like he was like abusing them, but like we had to hear it from the little boy, and he was like, you have to promise me you won't take me from my home, because he was afraid he would never see his family again. And the social worker promised him, I will always keep you safe. I promise to keep you safe. And so he disclosed to her what his dad was doing. He was like kicking him in the balls and hitting them and doing all this like crazy shit, right? And so PD had to come in. They told them, and they removed him and his brother from the home. And he looked at the social worker. He's all, "You lied to me. You promised me." And she was like, "I promised to keep you safe."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, kids don't understand the difference sometimes. He'll
You didn't read
understand
my
one day,
Apple terms
hopefully.
of service, kid.
You didn't read the fine print. I'm doing you a favor. You're welcome. Yeah.
The
So.
EULA.
Yeah.
Cut to Alyssa like planting heroin in the people she searches. Oh my
My
God! Look at that.
This is
Okay,
the-
Guys,
get
I
there.
don't do that.
You gotta
This is
take
the-
this kid away. Sorry.
This is the Punisher
I
of the CPS.
I know, right, dude? It's so hard because, like, I'm trying to remove bias.
Alyssa Castle.
Yes, it's so hard because, like they're telling us, you have to remove bias, and you can't be like hating the parents when you go in because they are victims of trauma and child abuse themselves, and that's why they have these behaviors. But it is very hard for me to feel bad for them because they're doing it to their kid, and it's like, you're an adult, you knew what happened to you sucked. So why would you do that to your kid? That will never make sense to me, because at the end of the day, it's all about family reunification. We want to like give resources to the parents so they get sober, so they get clean, and so they take parenting classes, and the kids can go back with them and have their mom and their dad and be happy, blah, 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 blah. Like, that is the outcome we want. If I saw some examples of that happening, maybe it would restore my faith in the system, in humanity, and be like, wow, it really can happen. Obviously, if somebody molested their kid, then their kid should never be around them. But like with abuse, it's like, it's so hard for me to like be okay with that, like, but then there's like cases of like neglect, like they're not bathing their kid enough, they're not washing their clothes, they're not keeping the house clean, and sometimes that comes from depression, like I get that. Like, I can see going to parenting classes and learning and getting that fixed, okay, fine. But it's just these severe cases that are just so fucking hard for me, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I've asked you that before, right? Because like I feel like you and court judges have to have the same mindset in which no like past bias can actually affect your decision making.
Yeah.
You have to solely make decisions and plan things like based off evidence that you read and not what you feel is the right thing. And I told us I can never do that.
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
always have like a moral bias going.
It's so hard, and I know to be a better social worker, I have to remove the bias, because I can't always assume either, like, that a parent can't get better and a parent is never going to stop doing what they're doing. Like, I have to just go into it like, okay, this is what's happening. I'm offering you the resources. If you don't take them, I will document that and I will give it to the court, and the court can judge you. Like, it's not my place to judge, but the court of law will. And I can make sure that it goes to court, if that's what we determine, but it's not for me to be like, you're a stupid piece of shit. Now, maybe when I get in my car and go home, I will say that, but I
will
can't
say
feel
it
that
on
way.
the podcast.
I will say it on the
Counselor
podcast.
You have your counselor hat, your mom hat, your Alyssa hat, your podcaster hat. Yeah, you got to put on different hats.
Pretty much. I just have to be like, you know what? It's an internship. I'm here to learn. I don't even have to work here. Like, it's an internship. I'm not in charge of anything. I don't have a caseload. I'm literally only there to learn. And when I have to work, it does not have to be there. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll learn as much as I can and try to be good about it. And that'll be it. But man,
would there ever be a situation where you like would be in like a courtroom as an intern?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If I feel like if I'm on a case that does, like when we're in the meetings and stuff like that, if it does go, if my supervisor is the responding person, then I would probably have to like go with him. I could, like, when he goes to the jail to visit inmates, like, and talk to them, like, I go with him. So I feel like I could do that too. But I wouldn't want to write his report. He's all, I'm going to train you up so good you can do my work for me. Ooh. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. I'm Dude.
That would.
He was like, he's like, that's the part that sucks is like, and I see him do it. He does transcribing. And so, like, even in these 2 or 3 hour meetings, he's just writing. Just constantly just writing like he's a stenographer. Yeah, writing down everything that's being said, what the parents are saying. Scratch? He is actually pretty good. I will say he's got pretty good handwriting. It's legible. If I did it, I'd be like, I don't even know what I wrote. But
You have to learn chicken scratch.
Man, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, oh, sometimes the court documents are like 6 pages long, and you have to like go and, you know, tell them about your findings and all that. And I was like, shit, I would shadow you and see how you did, but like, he's pretty good at it. And like, one lady in the office with us, she was like, can you transcribe for me? I have to speak. And he was like, all right, let's go. And so I sat with him, and then the new guy sat next to me, and we were all just like watching. It's crazy,
Observing.
dude. But it's observing pretty much. Like the new guy, he just kind of wanders around, and he has training some days, and then he'll be with us. Like, he's been in a couple meetings with me, and fucking my supervisor, like, if he doesn't have anything for me to do, he'll walk me over to someone and throw me in a meeting for 2 hours. I'm like, don't.
That's what interns are for, yeah.
Yeah, well, don't. I don't want to be here. Yeah. How'd it go? Boring?
Yeah.
I can't even get up to go pee. I have to sit there. I'm like, oh, yes, because I can't miss anything.
Unusual and cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Jesus, dude. One of them took almost 3 hours the other day because the parents had restraining orders on each other. So we had to, like, walk one in from one side to the building and walk one out and then do it again so they couldn't be around each other. And I saw why, too. When the dad was talking, he was just like, he had his arms folded. He kept squinting at, like, the director. It was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm sure we know the type.
he was pissed. Man, but that case was crazy. Like, and I thought he was just dealing with, like, a couple of kids. And then we go through the report, and he's got 6. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah, and
It's always those type of people with all the kids, yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's got 6 of them, and he's got, what, 2 baby mamas or something like that? And then she's got 2 or 3? Something like that, because she's got her own. God.
Yeah, do you have to start, like, drawing family trees up, like, in your
Yes.
reports or whatever?
I was just going to say that. I was just telling Legion about that. We have something called mapping, where we go into a big room, and, like, the director of the department is there, the head of the department, supervisors, whatever. And so we have, like, the big whiteboard, and we write, like, the family tree of everybody, and then, like, their case history. And I was telling the guy, I was like, oh, we need red string and thumbtacks. And he's like, yeah, it's just like that.
It truly is.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And it really was.
Pepe
And,
Silvia.
like, the whole... Yeah, but that's what I said, Pepe Silva. Legion's on what?
Oh, you didn't know the reference? Wow. Surprising. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
like-
I'm getting here is Pepe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Pennsylvania.
It was really like that, and we were like the mom of the kid had like 21 referrals. The stepmom had 29 referrals in this many years, and you know, oh my gosh, and it was the first time I had to look at pictures of this kid where he's got bruises and everything, and read. Man, going through those reports, just like that one was like 22 pages, and that wasn't all. And I was like, holy shit. And then they were just like, well, there's not enough. So basically, we have to wait to see what happens. Like, we're going to tell the mom, like, look, you need to write down everything that happens. If something major happens, then that's when we'll step back in. But I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, there's a lot here, but not enough.
Proof, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah. That's what my supervisor said. He was just like, pretty much reading reports is like all the chisme about people, all the drama and gossip. He's like, you get to kind of like look in and go back. And I was like, yeah, but it just sucks when there's like not much that you can do. You know what I mean? Like, you can go, okay, here's this. No, I don't do that.
I was going to say,
Ever.
you know, you could like covertly team up with like a PI, right? A private dick, and like, I don't know, catch them in the act and be like, "Oh, got the concrete evidence, so let's go."
Yeah. Nope,
I'm sure it's
I
frowned
never
upon,
look them
but
up.
there's got to be a way around this. In Minecraft, I
Right.
don't actually approve of that, but maybe.
Yeah, in Minecraft
In
you can
Minecraft.
do that, but not in IRL, because that would be wrong.
Well, I'm just saying,
CPS Minecraft.
if it's really happening, let's get these PIs on the case.
Some of them do. I know that if we can't find them, like if we can't find like a phone number or an address, they do look them up on social media. And because like one lady, she had to call into a meeting, but she said she could only call from Facebook Messenger, and we're like, it doesn't work like that. Like you need a fucking phone,
like,
you know?
Just message them on Twitter. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Just comment on their stream, guys.
Right? Yeah, we can talk back and forth through my comments. Also, my TikTok. I'll go on TikTok live, and if you guys could just join. Like, this is... Yeah.
Put a cat face on, filter on me.
Yeah, thanks for the galaxy, everybody. I'm in a meeting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tasty.
Yes.
Ooh, spicy.
So spicy.
That would be fucking crazy. But yeah, so... Yes.
I mean, yeah, the memes.
I hella watch that, yes.
I'm
It's
sure
brain
it's played
rot.
out by now.
It is, dude. Like, yeah, the kids, Hattie, definitely, she'll watch stuff like that and laugh. But,
Brain
yeah,
rot.
it is, man. But yeah, that's what it's like. It's like, it's constant over there, and everything changes. You never see, like, well, I don't, because I'm only there a couple days a week, and I don't have a caseload. You never get to see everything play out, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes the cases are closed, so you don't get to see anything. But
Unsatisfying.
and no, it's not satisfying at all. It's stressful, like, because you read it and you go, okay, we're gonna go do this, and I'll see you in a couple days.
And
I'm like,
that's,
damn it.
yeah, you got to peek into like one page of a book. It's like, okay.
Yes. Yes, that's exact. I'm gonna tell him that. He'll crack up. It's just crazy, man. And like mostly like too when there's nothing to do, I notice like he has my habits. He will not eat or drink all day until he's like running on fumes, and I'll be like, "Hey, you should go eat," and he like, "Oh, I'll eat later." He'll like, yeah. So I thought of it. I was like, "Oh, I'll bring food back to his desk." You know, and so I had like watermelon and stuff like that, healthy stuff, and I sit right next to him. I'm always joking that they should just make his desk like a double office,
Right.
because I don't have my own desk. They were gonna give me my own desk, but it turns out it was next to my cousin's ex-wife, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't sit over there.
Wow.
So
So
I just take my chair and I scoot his over, and we share a computer.
yeah, dude.
Yep. Double office. So I brought fruit back and I set it by him, and I was like, "Hey, man, there's still some watermelon in there." I was like, "You want some?" He's like, "I'll get it later. I'm not hungry right now." I was like, "That's such baloney." I was like, "It's 2:00." I was like, "You should eat." And then he's like, "No, it's okay." And then he starts typing, and then I picked up the watermelon and I started eating it. And then he looked down and he goes, "I hate to do this. I'm gonna go eat." And then he got up and left. I was like, "Oh, I got him." Okay, so now I know how to get him to eat. I have to eat.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
simply eat. Yeah, remind him that food exists.
Dude, yeah, but then it got bad because, okay, so he goes and eats, he gets a sandwich and he gets whatever. And I was like, okay, that's healthy. You know, he got a sandwich. And then we had to go to the jail, and he's like feeling good because he ate, and he's like, "You want to go to Starbucks?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "It's right here." I was like, "I mean, you can if you want." I was like, "I'm trying to stay away from sugar." And he goes in and he gets like this pumpkin frothy fucking whatever and a pumpkin cream cheese muffin. He's like, "You sure you don't want anything?" I was like, "I can't have anything." And then he's like drinking that. I was like, "That's so much sugar." I was like, "You just ate." Now he's like in a tailspin of like food. I was like, "Oh my God." Yeah, something sweet. I need a little treat. I was like, "Oh my God. Okay,
It's
what do I
like
do?"
my mom. Like
I need a
every
little
time she goes
treat.
shopping, it's like, well, there's a Starbucks inside the Jewel Osco. I gotta go there.
Yeah, I was like, as much as I want a chai latte, like, I can't have it right now. He's like, well, I know. I got an apple crisp chai the other day. It was after my that seminar I did, and I was, I was feeling super sad and angry. So I got one, and it was too sweet. So I only drank like a little bit of it, and then I was done. I was like, damn it. Yeah. So yeah,
I was
that's
having
what's.
some chai tea the other day. Good stuff.
I fucking love chai. It's so good. Iced. I like it iced. But I know we were talking. No. Put some milk in that bitch. Make it so good,
The colonist got to you.
Oh, God. Okay,
Are we transferring to the fit check section of the show?
It works.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I feel like I'm taking up all the time talking first.
No,
but
yeah. I just want to know if you had anything to like.
Yeah,
any thoughts, kind of final thoughts. I guess I don't know.
Do you guys have any final thoughts or questions about the internship? Okay. Thanks, sugar. It's hard. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I felt like when I was going into it, I felt like um, I was gonna have to relive a lot of shit, that I went through and that I saw my friends go through. So, um, being like, basically what I told like my liaison to was like, I have spent my life building myself into the person that I needed, and I know that I can use that to help these kids. I just need to know where to start. And so going into it, I was confused as to what I was going to do. Like, emergency response, okay, what do we do? Like, where am I going to be? And I knew that I had a knack for talking to kids. And so I was like, okay, I let my supervisor know I'm ready to go on a house call whenever. So whatever you want me to do, let's just do it. If it's the hardest thing I have to do, let's just do it, And he was like, okay. And I didn't know where to start. He didn't know where to start. And so I basically was just like, let me do what you do every day. I'm ready. And that's what we do. I would say that he kind of lets me run the show a little bit. He's like, what do you feel comfortable doing? And I was like, I will do a meeting if we need to do it. I will do a house call. I'll go to the jail. I don't care because I've been to jail. I've not like myself. I've never been incarcerated, but I've right.
Crazy.
No, I've gone to visit friends. I've gone to visit family. I've had to do that. I've had to do video calls. I said I just volunteered in a prison and met with inmates. I grew up on the fringes of society. I went through the welfare system, being a teen mom. Like I, I'm not unfamiliar with this type of crowd, so I'll be okay. And it's fine. I can talk to everybody pretty well. It's just different being in not necessarily a position of power, but kind of like an authority figure. Yeah. It's different being on this end. So even though I'm trying to talk and relate to these people and get them to trust me, they still don't. They're afraid of me. And so that is different. But yeah, coming with experience has definitely helped, but I have a lot to learn for sure.
I think it's a unique path that you take. Like, I feel like, well, I guess I don't know. You'd probably know more about this, but like someone who's like been a teen mom, I feel like that the path you're taking isn't super common with that type of story. I mean,
Right.
I think it is valuable. I think that's actually one of the more valuable kind of like things you can't say, like you can't put it on a resume exactly. I don't know.
Right.
But like, I think that's like one of these experiences that's probably actually pretty in this day and age, somewhat rare, And
yeah.
I just think like that perspective is important. I really,
and that's
the welfare system.
That's
like
what exactly. That's what my liaison was saying. He was just like, having gone through similar situations and been through the system yourself and know how it works for people, it makes you kind of an expert. You can walk into a room and look at a child's face and look at their environment and listen to their parents and know exactly what's going on without them having to say anything. He's like, that's a skill, but it also gives you bias because you're like, I know what's fucking cooking in here. You know what I mean? Like, I know what's happening. He's like, so you have to remove that. Yeah. So it's like, it helps, but at the same time, it's like, I know you're lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you're lying.
It's like your strength of character. Like, yeah, I mean, and
Right.
it's like, I do feel like you're someone who could probably avoid burnout for a while, but I don't want to like paint. I don't know exactly. I don't know everything about you, but like, I feel like,
Right.
you'd be good at it. I know burnout comes to some of the most what do you call it? Like the most strong people that I've known, and burnout still comes for them. So
I have a tough exterior for sure. Like it hurts me, and I'm one of those people that gets frustrated when I just can't get it done. Like I just can't fix you. I just can't help you. It hurts, but I'm starting to see like how I can deal with that too from my supervisor and everything else like that. Like he reminds me all the time, we've documented it. It's here, it's on paper, and we're going to give it to, this person, and that's who decides what happens. It's not up to us what happens. Like, we have it documented. I'm like, okay, like I can live with this,
No, and if I could give my perspective, I would say that I don't know. Not to make it about me, but like I've been someone who I almost feel like I could do some of the clinical stuff, like what needs to be done I can do if I were to have this job. I mean, I'm not saying, again, the thing that I don't think I could do. Always been kind of awkward around young kids. this may be like too like in depth for me, but like I like kids. I've tried to like I've had a couple jobs where I dealt with kids, but it's not that bad, but I get more comfortable around them when they're like a teenager,
Right.
But before that, I always get really awkward. I don't know what it is. I feel like I could do like the stuff that like, I got to mark this down, and I want to say I could avoid burnout, or whatever, but I don't know if I have that like passion for like for helping or for like working with. I don't know if I'd be able to like talk right to like the kids in a productive way. What?
Yeah, and the new guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
To disclose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that the new guy was talking about that too. He was just like, it was so funny how he said it. He was just like, if there's any opportunity for me to talk to kids, I would really like to talk to kids more. I want to know how to talk to them. I just, I was like, Chris Hansen would not approve of that.
No, I know.
Kind of
Even when I was saying what I was saying, I was like, I like kids. It's like, wait, I mean, I like.
Yeah, he's like, if there's any opportunity for me to meet with kids and talk to them, I would like to go with you guys. And I was like, wow, guy, that sounds weird, but like
not in the context
I understand what he's saying.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like maybe I could get past that wall. I think I probably could if I had your job, but like, I don't know. To get your job in the first place is like a bunch of obstacles that I feel like I would struggle with.
Oh, yeah, like, I think after a while you will, because there's guys there that don't have kids, and the kids open up to them. It really just depends on the person. Like, the new guy I was talking about, like, he's so calm, and I was like, look, if I was a kid, I know that I could trust you. Like, you're calm, you're understanding, you're listening, and I was like, and that's what they're looking for. I was like, I'm a female, and I'm a mom. I was a mom before I was a mom. I babysat most of my life. I know how to interact with children, and children feel safe with me. I was like, it's just a skill that I have, and I was like, and they just feel safe.
Alyssa did the Ron Swanson.
Right.
She said, "I know more than
I
you
know
do."
more than you do.
She walked into CPS
Yeah.
saying, "I know more than
Pretty
you do."
much, yeah.
That does remind me. That's actually a really good comparison. Yeah, it's Alyssa walking into like her
Pretty much
everything that already happens to her, and she's like, "Yep, I know everything."
Yeah. And I know how to talk to him, like when I was talking to those little girls, and it's just the things you say and how you say it. You have to like let them lead a little bit, and she did. Her sister was a little hesitant, but after a while, she would come up to me. She would look at my tattoos and look at my clothes, and then she'd look up at me and smile, and and stuff like that. And I would talk to her, and it just, I don't know, it just takes time to kind of like build that up. But the kids, they see it about you. They know when they can trust you, So I told him, it'll take a couple times, but I was like, you can't be too eager either. Like sometimes my partner would be like, "What's up, buddy? What's up, Chief?" I'm like, "Oh my God, shut
Like
up."
cats,
Yeah, really trying to
Turn
be
his
your
hat
best
around.
friend.
Turn the
backwards on
chair
the chair.
around.
Yep.
Yeah, sit backwards on the chair.
The Steve Buscemi.
Let's rap.
Hello, fellow
That's
kids.
him. Yeah, it's so funny. I'm like, okay,
He
let
needs to
me do
channel
this,
his
please.
inner, youth pastor,
Yeah. Who wants to stack chairs?
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. Do have caricatures.
He always has a basketball. Let me teach you about drugs,
Yes.
kids.
Dude, it was so funny. Like
Some hoops.
we have a questionnaire to talk to kids. We have to ask them, do you know the difference between a truth and a lie? And then we give examples and stuff like that. And we have to ask them other questions. This kid, he's like 15, and we were all, do you know the difference between a truth and a lie? He's like, yeah. I was all, is that the truth? And he started laughing. And then we go down the list, and then he goes, okay, man, I know this is embarrassing, but do you know what your private parts are? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, shut up.
Wow, was he really asking a 15-year-old about that? Wow. So.
No, he did. I turned my head when he asked him that, and he was like, laughing.
You're like, I'm pointing, like, okay, I'm just gonna say these words, and you just have to say the word yes.
Good.
Yeah, I turned
it's
away.
sex
Yeah,
ed all over
exactly.
again.
Yeah, he was
The
giggling. He
penis.
thought it was so
Everyone
funny.
giggles.
That's funny.
I knew
It's
what my
good that-
private
well,
parts
I
are.
mean,
Yeah.
that's a good sign. I mean, if we're being clinical about this, if he's laughing
Mhm.
about it, it's probably a good sign.
He got the laugh
Yeah.
out.
We're just like, okay, we just have to ask you these questions. But yeah, it's funny.
Imagine if he like froze up or whatever. It's like, oh yikes.
I'd be all, I can step away so you can
Yeah.
answer these. Yeah,
And that's just it. Like, I bet you didn't. You at that moment when you asked it, you technically didn't know what to expect. Like, I guess it could have gone sideways, but luckily.
Yeah. Oh, I knew he was gonna laugh. He was
Yeah,
a dork.
I'm sure you knew enough.
Yeah.
But hey, sometimes you don't
Yeah, because I was getting him to giggle and stuff before
Sure.
that question came. So when he asked him that, he was all
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That makes sense.
yeah,
That's
he's
a cool strategy.
15.
That's something I would have
Alyssa
never
with
thought
the
about.
assist.
yeah, I got him to laugh and stuff.
Warm up the crowd.
I know, and I was teasing him too because it was hot outside. I was like, "Isn't it a little hot to be wearing a sweater? Being it's 100 degrees." He's all, "No, I'm chill." I was like,
Dude,
"Oh, yeah, all right."
Yeah, Zoomers
Sweating.
these days, they
I'm
don't do
chill.
nothing but wear hoodies.
Yeah, so but yeah, so that's that's pretty much it with that stuff. But Legion was talking about the fitness stuff when you brought up chocolate milk. That's like,
Let's
I
pretend
always
that
drink
was
these
the segue. Yeah.
yeah,
segue.
we'll pretend that was a segue.
That was
Edit
so
it in
smooth,
post.
guys. I'm so proud.
But yeah, no, I thought we thought we'd be doing some fit checks. I know Listen to Legion we have a whole channel on our Discord with fit checks, and I
We
haven't
do.
contributed at all. But
He hasn't. He refuses.
But I told them before the podcast before recording that I could contribute to the conversation. But no, I am impressed by these two lovely people here with their determination.
We're trying.
Those are all the thirst trap
Yeah,
picks
hell yeah,
go
get the-
now.
Yes, dude. Yeah. That is the most I've shown of my body in so long. And I was just like,
Same.
Hey,
I
you
was
know
like
what?
so nervous.
I was
And Aqua's just fucking getting to look at everything and he doesn't contribute.
Okay, I didn't know that I was there was an
No
obligation.
news.
No nudes.
No tasteful like skin shots.
You should go to the beach and have your mom take pictures of you, just like flexing and stuff. Oh, my towel fell off.
I'm already trying to we have if you guys don't know, we have like a separate channel or like a separate Discord for just the podcast where we post like news and like topics and
I thought you said
scheduling
nudes.
things, but
I
we
thought he
also
said
have it
nudes.
like as
We
that
post
too.
our nudes.
And like it's also become like a secondary like social media for us
Yes.
because that's where we like post like what's happening or like crazy thing that's happened.
Mhm.
Anyway, I like issued the fit check challenge or somewhat to like Alyssa that we both like get to like a targeted weight in no specific time period. But I also like made the channel as a way to keep myself like accountable.
Mhm.
If I like I'm always like beholden to like posting like we do every Monday morning. We always like weigh ourselves, throw a picture in if we feel good about it, and sometimes share recipes.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's like been my thing to like keep me honest. Like as long as like a report
That's
back,
Elias to keep
even
me
if I'm not like
honest.
sharing.
He's doing it to
Yeah.
me.
It's ¿Por qué no los dos?
So as long as I'm like posted, I don't have to post like big results. But as long as I'm like posting like results every Monday, I feel like I'm staying on some sort of track.
Yeah, there's no time
which I
frame.
feel like is important.
We don't have a
Yeah,
time frame.
no time frame.
It's just our progress. Like, I'm a huge hypocrite, guys. I know that we did the whole podcast about Ozempic, but I went to the doctor and he approved me for Wegovy. So I am on my Wegovy journey. I'm about a month and a half in, and I've lost 10 pounds so far.
Hell
Hell yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't think we trashed like Wegovy. I can't remember exactly
I
what we
did.
said.
Oh, I
think
did.
there
I did.
is-
Actually, I trusted Alyssa when she told me. She
Yeah,
was
he got
going
mad
for
at me.
So it was Legion. Legion has no. I mean, I
I
definitely.
was like, I got mad.
He did.
Okay. Well, for me, it's something that like if I see someone who, yeah, there's like a couple figures. I think I mentioned it before that like definitely have taken it, but they won't admit it, and that's what makes me mad. Right.
Aqua was good cop.
You have to admit
Yeah,
it.
Legion was
exactly.
bad cop.
If you're honest about it, it's like, well, because God knows I know what it's like not to be able to lose weight, or at least how annoying it is to lose weight.
Right.
So and yeah, I know how it is. So, but hey,
Yeah.
hey, thank you for sharing such things with us, Alyssa. I appreciate
Yeah,
the
it was
honesty.
hard to admit, but like I had to come to terms with I just don't have a good relationship with food. I didn't realize how ridiculous it was and how unhealthy it was. Like, okay, I've done dieting and exercising for years and years, but like mentally I just wasn't there. And when I talked to my doctor about it, he was just like, I think you just need this to hold you accountable, and it does. It really does. Like, I have to drink lots of water. I have to make sure that I do eat during the day, because my problem wasn't eating, it was not eating. And then at the end of the day, eating something bad, or eating something bad for comfort, because I had been doing that since childhood. And, like, obviously right now it's really hard with everything going on and dealing with grief and dealing with my own bullshit. It is very hard for me to not go to Taco Bell and cry over a burrito. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but I'm getting there, because the medication makes me sick if I do make those decisions, and I really just don't want to be this weight anymore. I want to feel good. So it's been beneficial. And honestly, Legion having the Fit Check Discord has definitely kept me accountable, because, I told him that I was doing the shot and he was like, no. And then I was like, I explained, and he was like, okay. And then now that he has this, he's like, all right, bitch, you're going to fucking check in then. And I'm like, okay, okay, Dad.
Okay, bad cop, like you said. Nice.
Yeah.
funny. Well-
Telling Aqua and Legion about this was like, Aqua's my mom, Legion's my dad, and I'm like,
That's
hey,
nice,
can I
honey.
have my own credit card? And Aqua's like, sure, honey. And Legion's like, if you do, you better not fuck up. And I'm like,
Keep. Yep.
I better not look at like your charges back.
yeah, what was this? What did you pay $30 for? And I'm like, oh God.
Why all these spray cans?
You were honest with us, honey. Thank you for
See,
telling
yeah,
us.
and then I was like, whatever works for you. I'm happy for you. I'm like, see, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, but doesn't it feel good, Alyssa? Like, doesn't like the binge like junk food eating like feel bad relatively to like the diet you're on right now? Doesn't it like feel better overall?
Yes. Like when I eat the bad food, like how it makes me feel as opposed to where I am now. Is that what you're saying? Like how?
Yeah, I was like think about how like you felt after eating the
Yeah,
bad food, and then think
guilt.
about like your regular diet eating like fish and rice.
Oh,
and
definitely.
chicken all
That's
day.
what. Yeah, and that's what helps too. Is like because after like eating fast food, you feel like shit. You hate that you spent money. Your body hates you, but like when I go, all right, fuck it, I'm going to make a healthy choice. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to eat what's at home. And Brandon, like, makes me salmon and rice and vegetables. And I drink nothing but water. Like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like garbage.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like,
clean eating
I'm
is
not
so good.
as depressed as I always am. I'm, like, doing okay.
I know that, like, what you describe, I mean, I know that, like, binging like that really, I think, exacerbates, like the development of, like, diabetes. You know, I don't, I feel like I have family history of diabetes. So far, so good, knock on wood for me. But I will say that, yeah, that's definitely that binging kind of like end of the day thing. I get that because I definitely have like that overeating kind of tendency sometimes. I'm actually a relatively healthy eater. It's just the amount. So, like, I'm not the guy that goes to, like, McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell, like you were saying. I mean, sure, I like it. And I'm also never had much of a sweet tooth. I don't know how weird that is. But I've always been more into, like, the, you know what I mean? Like, the savory, you know what I mean? Like, getting the fries, getting, like, the burger, you know? And just kind of, and maybe indulging too much, you know?
It's just portions.
Yeah, portion control type of thing. Yeah. But, like, overall, I'm a pretty healthy eater. Like, what I eat is usually like normal, like pretty fresh stuff, you know.
What do you usually like eat like on a day-to-day basis, Aqua?
Usually it's something pretty home cooked, you know what I mean? And I don't, what would you say?
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
It's all types of stuff. I eat a lot, you know, rice and just like usually I try to go with like, you know, like a protein, right? And I tend to actually sometimes skip like the carbs. Like I don't need the potatoes, you know. I'll eat the potatoes, but I don't necessarily need it. You know, if they're like fries or something, maybe. But like a lot of times I try to keep with like a pretty, you know, what is it? The fist size hunk of meat. Maybe I'll go over. And then like a vegetable. I love vegetables. I don't know what it is about myself. I mean, we talked about this.
As long as that vegetables is a bigger portion than everything else, you're like good.
And like and then carbs. So like the carb, like the potato or the rice. I mean, if I have to eat a carb, I mean, I like potato. I guess potatoes or rice. I do like them. Those probably like some of my favorites. But like,
what about bread?
I tend not to like go too overboard with the carbs, which I think is usually pretty helpful. And I think lately I haven't been binging as much, so I do feel like I've been doing better. I'm not like gaining weight, and that's kind of that's kind of my like, you know, like chill part. And then a lot of times I think about like what can I do different, and I think I'm very slowly make adjustments because like I used to get like stomach aches because I eat too much before bed or something, and I just make adjustments. And lately I've been way better. I might still eat something, but I'm able to kind of like say like, okay, I'll eat this, but not right now, and then maybe this later. And if I'm really hungry, I can eat that, but nothing more. Like I just try to pace myself a little bit. I don't try to punish myself. I don't try to be like, and now I'm not going to eat for a day. Like that's so that's so like toxic for yourself.
That's Alyssa's strategy.
Yeah. I'm just not going to eat the entire day, and then I can have whatever I want.
Yeah, right. And like I don't. Hey, I'm no virtue. I'm not some guy that's like, oh wow, I can resist everything. I'm the best. But like, I just try to avoid the toxic like mindsets, you know, and I try to like forgive myself, you know.
Like candy and soda, like the biggest arbitrators.
Right. And I've done like soda, like
it's shitty.
I mean, like
bread for me.
Get like the zero sugar is like something that's like halfway not as bad. Like it's not the best for you, but like at least I'm not drinking sugar. And like, you know, I try to, you know, even then I try to be like, okay, I'll have that like right now, but like, you know, and especially if I've already had like a sugar pop that day, I'll just be like, all right. And I have my water bottle. It's huge, so I'm drinking that pretty much constantly.
You do drink a lot of water. I did see that. That's good. I need to drink more sugar pop. I like that.
Yeah.
Sugar pop.
Yeah, portion control is like it counts for a lot because oftentimes like I'll like have like my meal prep and I'm like I'm still hungry. And then I wait 10 minutes. I'm like, actually, I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
I'll just keep going.
I felt
fine,
that.
Actually.
And that is a rare like occurrence. I feel like that used to be more rare for me. But like I totally get it. Like I'll eat something. I'll be like, I'll be like, I'll go down in a little while and get something else. And then by that time, I'm just like, I think that was good.
Yeah, like my biggest hurdle is breakfast, and that's why I was talking about like when he was saying chocolate milk, and that's what segued me into the weight loss talk. For breakfast, I drink these chocolate Premier protein shakes, and that has been what's saving me. Like, because
Wait, how much grams?
1 gram of
Protein.
of protein. I don't know. I know it's like 1 gram of sugar. I'll ask Brennan what it is. I've got to, or I could Google.
He's gonna
it.
make
I don't
you
know.
lift after you drink some of those.
Is it 10? I don't know, but I drink one of those for breakfast. Sometimes I'll make like an egg with a little bit of toast as well. But like most of the time I have class in the morning or internship, so the drink is what helps. So I'll drink one of those, and then I drink lots of water, and then I eat lunch, and that's usually like the other day I had like pieces of watermelon, and then sometimes I'll have like jerky and string cheese, and then I have like trail mix and stuff like that. I eat really light because I honestly don't want to get sick while we're doing house calls. Like, I need to use your bathroom. Hi, I'm here to take your kids. Can I use your toilet?
And use their bathroom.
Yeah. So
I need to check the bathroom.
I have to check if it's safe. Yeah. I'll be in here for 30 minutes.
Or drugs in the bathroom? I'll be right
Any
back.
exposed wires? Yeah. So
I found so many exposed wires.
Do you guys crack a gallon at least of water a day?
I'm trying, but it's hard because I said, I have to leave a lot, so I don't want to have to pee. So I will be drinking water at my desk, his desk, and our desk. I know, I kept telling Brendan I'm going to start sneaking things of mine onto his desk and then slowly get like...
Just put your kids on,
my kids. On the desk. Make his office like pink. Oh, that's so weird. How's that happening? But like, I know, I told him, I was like, I can't believe they won't just make this a double office. Like, we could make it like bunk beds, but like bunk desks.
Just take a sledgehammer.
I'll have a ladder
to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. I'll open it up. But I will drink water and stuff. And like, if he says we're gonna like go out, I go, okay, let me just sit here for a minute and walk around. Okay, I'm gonna go pee. And then right before we leave, I'll go pee, and so will he. And I've been pretty safe so far, but I'm afraid to drink like a full thing every day.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. You gotta scout out the gas stations or whatever.
And I know, and I can't drive the county vehicle. He does, so I don't want to be like, I have to go pee.
Yeah, we have to do a diversion. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, just do that, man. No shame. Just be like, I need a pee.
I would have
There's
to,
definitely going to be a pee break.
I know, and we have to write down our mileage and our stops and stuff like that. Alyssa had to pee 40 times, so I'm like, stop it.
300 miles out of sync.
Yeah, we stopped at a Chevron so Alyssa could pee again. And then I went to Starbucks. I'm like, stop telling people.
Just blame it on, like, encourage him to go to Starbucks more so you can use their bathroom.
Yeah, you go through the drive-thru. I'll go inside.
Tell me you thought you saw the child in the Starbucks.
Oh my God, they're there. We just took a
false alarm. Well, anyway, we're back.
They're breaking a safety plan. I have to go look. Yeah, it's.
They have kid workers at Starbucks. Arrest them.
Oh my God, yeah. There was one case where they were talking about that, where they're making the 7-year-old work. It was like at a bar or something. I was like, what?
Serving up vodka tonics.
Yeah, he's like the most skilled bartender.
He's the bar back, carrying ice.
No, that's for the adults.
He's got a little wagon, like a red wagon he carries.
If nothing else, that would be wild. That would be a wild experience to be served at a bar by a child.
Dude, it's so bananas.
That would at least be unique. I don't support that, but it would be unique to have a child make me a drink.
I know, right? I feel like maybe he's got some Andy Milonakis disease, you know? Who am I to judge?
Got peas in my head, but don't call me a pea head.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it's been hard on those days to drink lots of water, but on regular class days, I'm like, I don't care. I know the bathrooms are clean, so
blast.
I'm not getting a
They're supposed to be drinking like a gallon
a
day.
I'm trying. It's a lot.
I'm like, yeah, is it a lot of peeing? Of course, it's a lot of peeing, but you got to.
It's so much. And I have to sit down, Legion, and you know how I am. Like, I don't like public bathrooms. They gross me out. Like,
even the office ones?
The office ones are clean.
That shit's got to be clean.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say.
Okay, so the office ones are clean, and there's lots of them. But oh my God, don't go to the bathroom at the end of the day because this woman goes in there and takes a massive shit.
What?
And it's so disgusting. Sorry, chat, but it's like, dude, I went in there. I didn't know she was in there. It was nice and quiet, and then I go and sit down, and of course she's in the stall next to me because the stalls go all the way down.
Let out a thunder fart.
Yeah, I was just like, it smelled like an animal died.
Speaking of
I was
Taco
like,
Bell burrito.
ew. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one doing the fastest.
She is, yeah. I was like, ew. And I'm trying to go pee really fast and go wash my
Use
hands.
the men's one.
I know, right?
Wait, go to another floor.
It's all ground level. But there are
Really?
several bathrooms,
Okay.
but that was the closest one to me. And I don't want to walk sometimes to the other area because I know people that work there. Like
Oh, because of the ex-wife.
her, and then I ran into some people that I knew. Like, they're cool, but I don't want to talk to them. So I was like,
Oh, okay. I was like, working there or part of a case?
yeah, like just working there. One guy was my old neighbor, and he was cool, so I don't mind him. But there's other people I know, and I'm like, I don't want to go over there.
Ask him to like guard the bathroom. While you
I'd be like, Josiah, please.
Just watch the door.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was cool when I saw him. But I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. So going to the bathroom at the end of the day over there is so fucking gross. Like she's in there just blowing it up.
Oh my god, yeah. I wonder what her
Yeah.
lunch is.
Dead animals.
Right.
It's
That's why no one's allowed to use Alyssa's bathroom in her room.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
you should go use the kids' bathrooms.
The hallway one.
I know,
Go and check
right?
on the kid.
Yeah, and then go pee. I know,
I mean,
but that's my biggest hurdle is like bathrooms and stuff like that. Like,
What about a mindset? Like, how do you motivate yourself to do a little bit of exercise or stay on diet?
Fuck.
Like,
I haven't been able to go to the gym because I haven't had freaking time, but I am moving all of the time. Okay, so the place where we work is massive. It used to be a warehouse, and so it's just huge. And my supervisor, is taller than me, and I have to keep up with him, and we are always moving.
stop taking long
I'm
strides.
telling you, dude, the other day I was like, I just want to say that your legs are longer than mine, by the way. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And then, like, because we're trying to do reports, and you have 72 hours to, like, submit this report. But he has to go to, like, different areas, and he's always asking people questions. And he's like, okay, come on. And then he'll be walking fast again. I go, oh, don't worry, I'll keep up. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. So, honestly, all day I am moving. And then,
You ever track your steps?
my
like,
phone does. I should
Oh,
look.
dude, no, I want to know that. Like, throw that into Fit Check every once in
Yeah,
a while.
we should, because
I want to know.
yeah, dude, he's always like, Jesus criminy. He's like always having me move. And then of course when we go on house calls, like we're walking, like especially when we're downtown and we have to park, he always has us to park at this ridiculous spot to walk to the jail, and we have to like walk a block to get there. Oh yeah, like right here. Yep, my days that I go to internship, there's a lot of walking. Monday, 5,189 steps. That's me going, slow down. God damn it. Yeah, it's always a lot.
Every day is leg day, Alyssa. Don't you know?
Yep, right here too. 5,717.
Oh man, in the heat too. Oh man, that's actually really good. That's really good for you.
Yeah, I'm moving a lot. And then of course on class days, the school is massive, so I park in the furthest parking lot. And then I have to walk all the way to class, do that, come back. Sometimes I have appointments. I got to walk around. And then, so I am exercising whether I like it or not.
That's good.
Lots of walking, yeah.
Lots of walking.
Mhm.
I feel like that's how my auntie lost weight. Was that like she works for a lighting company that puts like installations in like malls and stuff like that, and like they were like re-renovating like the local mall down here, and then like she said she'd walk like 2 miles every day.
It's a lot.
Yeah. That's good. When I lived in like
It's
Spain,
so
it was
much.
pretty hot a lot of times, and I walked a lot too, and I definitely I think I did lose weight during that time. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I regained it, maybe some of it, but yeah, that I definitely got some comments. That was nice, but yeah, it definitely helps the walking. I try to drink like a gallon. I drink a good amount of water. Plus, what is it? The food you eat also contributes. Just saying. So
Yeah.
I get a lot from the food I eat. I will say that. I'm also a huge soup fan.
Less sodium would really help your water
Yeah,
intake.
I love soup. So like days that we
I
have
noticed that.
soup, my water intake's probably through the roof.
That's why I eat watermelon and
watermelon's huge.
celery and things like that because it helps.
Yeah.
And I just try to drink and like if we go to restaurants and stuff, like I don't get soda anymore. I get like iced tea because it's fucking water. You know, it's
as
hard.
long as it's not sweet
like,
tea.
Good shit, Alyssa.
No, I try not to get sweet tea.
I mean, I don't
you guys
we're
would be
from the
really
South.
proud of me.
None of us are
Sugar
from the South, so we're not sweet tea lovers.
I love it, dude. But
I mean, sure,
and I'll
you
get
love
it at.
but okay, but it's not in our
I'm a
culture.
bitters person all the way. I'm bitters all the way.
Oh yeah, like I'll get it like if we go to a barbecue restaurant, and of course when we were in Texas, I was getting some sweet tea here and there. But
sure, yeah, once in a while. Just not,
You have to. When in Rome.
Yeah.
Alyssa.
yeah, when in Rome. But I don't drink it as much as I used to. My brother and I used to make sweet tea all of the time. It was always in our fridge, so
well,
I love it.
I guess I was.
But I
mistaken.
don't drink it anymore.
I never liked it.
It's a lot. It's
I just don't have
sugar.
a sweet tooth. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I mean,
good.
yeah, and that's in the same vein.
I feel
I
like
never
sugar
really liked
fucks
chocolate
you up
milk.
the most, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a chocolate milk guy. I always just wanted my regular milk.
I love chocolate milk. You know what I got the other day?
When it was like,
Oof.
at school when it's like all in a basket and you're like supposed to get your milk, and I
Yeah.
was always like,
Yeah.
well, I got my choice
Right.
because nobody wanted the regular milk, but I was like, give me that regular milk because like chocolate milk
Give
just
me
made
that plain.
it just made me thirsty.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to like
It does.
I wanted
No
to
seasoning milk.
flush the sugar out of my mouth after that. So I'm like, this
Yeah.
is useless. I'm just gonna drink the regular milk.
Yeah, but I love it. I love Nesquik, and the other day I got Hattie Nesquik churro flavor. So I am
yeah.
gonna try that at some point, just a little bit
I
though,
don't-
'cause I have milk.
I don't mind like hot
Bad.
cocoa. I was actually drinking hot cocoa last
Yes.
night.
Oh yeah.
Fucking love hot cocoa.
That's
It's
good.
too hot for hot cocoa.
I mean, yeah, it
yeah,
is.
it's like when winter cracks over.
Once
for
yeah,
sure.
once
Just
the winter
wait
comes.
till
I'm
I'll
not
do it.
saying
hitting up the Godiva
Yes.
yes.
stores that I have on me.
Yes.
Do you guys want to know my diet?
Yes.
chicken and rice and
Gummy worms,
Gummy worms.
snickerdoodles.
Yeah.
Sour Kid,
and
Patch Kid.
Lots of tequila.
Yeah, I wish.
Oh man, so I'll tell you like the breakfast, or not the breakfast, but the meal itself, and then I'll tell you the grams of protein. And don't worry about the math; I already got it down. So for breakfast right now, I was kind of getting tired of like the usual stuff I made, and right now I've been eating like rice, like Korean pickled like cucumbers,
Ooh.
and then hard boiled eggs. I know that sounds like super boring, but I've been loving it.
That sounds good.
I know. I like having like a little container that I have laying around. Put a little salt and pepper and paprika in there, and just
Little
dip in
bento
that
box.
shit and eating
Yeah.
it. It's amazing. 40 grams of protein,
Hmm.
and then after that, I've been making like homemade protein bars.
What?
It's very hard trying to find a recipe that doesn't have like
Tons of sugar.
or that, and like also like after you add your peanut butter and all your nuts, add like 20 scoops of your protein powder. I'm like, well, fuck no. I spent a lot of money on that.
Oh,
They come in
okay.
huge
Putting it
things
on
though.
this
The
shit.
guy just figures you just bought like a barrel of it.
That's true. Yeah.
So I made my own, and it's basically like peanut butter, like chocolate, oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, and stuff like that. That cracks about 20 grams of protein a day,
Okay.
and I'll have that with chocolate milk. I drink Fairlife because it's like 13 grams of protein.
Hmm.
I do that. I take my creatine. If you don't know what creatine is, basically a supplement that pumps water into your muscles. It's like probably my most like held me accountable to drinking water, because if you don't, you will
Yeah.
get dehydrated because like it directs a lot of water to your muscles, so you have to like pretty much make up for that loss, because once you take those pills, it just
Yeah. What do you
instantly
feel like
feels
when you
it's-
start to
it's
like?
gone.
Do you start getting thirsty, or like you start getting a headache or something?
No, not for me. I mean, I used to be like dumb about it,
Like, if you
because
don't drink
like
water,
I have like I have the dude mentality. I'm like, actually, it won't affect me.
Oh,
Actually,
I'm immortal. I'm fine.
I'm immune to that. I don't need to read the instructions. I watched a YouTube video and now I know everything about it. Don't do that. I'm drinking like so much liquid, so
Yeah.
like this thing probably gets killed like almost an hour into me waking
God.
up.
Wow.
I drink tea because I have like a little bit of I want like a little bit of caffeine kick in there, and tea's the perfect one. Right now I've been rotating like Scottish breakfast.
That's good.
Less bitter than I want it to be. I want it to be super bitter, but
Ooh,
it's
bitter
fine.
tea.
I have like 50 packets.
I know he likes that.
Yeah,
He's
I'm like
weird.
a very bitter person. Like a Somm and shit like that is like my thing.
I'm not over here.
Especially when you get to the end of the cup and it's like super bitter because it's like all the
No.
Yeah, that's-
concentrated.
Some
So I'm
sugar
like,
on that
I'm not over
thing.
here putting sugar in my tea, but I don't know if I want bitter tea. Although I will
oh
try
yeah,
it.
I'd put no sugar
I'll
on
try
that.
it.
Do you
bitter
like
tea.
black
Yeah,
coffee?
It's no, I don't drink coffee anymore.
I know. I even
I
I
had
drink
to
coffee,
give
but
that
I'm
up
not a
after
huge
college
coffee head
because I was
either,
like having
but I
heart
drink
palpitations.
it pretty regularly.
But yeah, that's like, so that's about 63 calories. That's not 63 calories. 63 grams of protein
Weird.
to start off the morning. And I'm pretty much too busy at work to do like any eating. And if I had to eat, it probably wouldn't be the healthiest
Sure.
thing to
Right.
eat. I had to guess, but I do like kill like 2 more of these. So basically, I'm like several ounces away from a gallon before I leave work. I have to because it's like a very strenuous job, and although a gallon is like sort of the requirement, if you're a little bit more active than usual, you probably want to crack a little bit more than
Yeah.
that as far as water, especially for me who like takes creatine and stuff like that. For dinner, since we skip lunch basically, I'm having like a shrimp chicken sausage pasta. I posted like in fit checks for a little
So
bit.
good.
Oh, yeah, I saw
I
that.
love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's probably it's where all the butter's going right now. It's
Worth
it's
it.
so
More
good. I
butter.
love it. More butter and cheese.
Yes, dude.
I made it really spicy though this time accidentally.
Did you?
I think I tipped the crushed red pepper a little bit too much
Whoops.
in the pot
Oh,
this time, but whatever.
We
I'm
grew
a
some
spice guy
Tabasco
anyway. It's
peppers in the
fine.
garden this year, and man, they're fun to dice up and put into like random pastas. Like, and it's like it just gives it that
Peppers are so
perfect
cute
spice.
for it.
It's a perfect spice.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I think they're the
Nice.
little.
And if you can't
peppers that
deal
they
with
use
spice, good
Tabasco.
diuretic.
That's true. If you need to get things moving.
Oh, that's
If you're
yeah,
not
yeah. If
really
you have
good with
that for
spice.
sure, yeah. That's what. That's the only reason I don't drink chocolate milk is because whoopsies.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's one thing about the Wegovy that's hard is it makes you constipated because it's really dehydrating. So you do need to be up on your water. And like Legion knows, I was struggling for a week there, like losing weight, and I didn't realize that I was constipated. Like, sorry, chat, I know that's gross. I'm a lady, but I didn't realize. I'm like, God, I'm getting headaches. My stomach's hurting. Like, I'm not sleeping, and I'm not losing weight. What the fuck? And I was like, oh. I haven't used the bathroom,
Yeah.
so
You
I
gotta
was
drink
like
that water. Get
pounding
that system
water.
moving. Your body runs on water, baby.
Yeah, and I just wasn't drinking enough because like stress and time and things like that, and I just didn't realize it, and so I drank a bunch of water. I made oats that morning, like lots of oatmeal, flaxseed, and stuff like that, and
Milk
then I
is one
was
of my favorites lately.
I love oat milk. Yeah,
It's so good.
it helped.
Oat milk and almond milk are so
Yeah.
based.
Yeah.
I love them. I would be drinking them.
I do love them,
If I
but
could.
I have to be careful because oat milk has sugar in it, so I can't have it.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
very
Well,
much.
yeah.
Like,
That's the only thing.
I've been
There's a lot of different kinds to be
focused on that, trying to lower the sugar, and like I know high blood pressure runs in my dad's side of the family, and the last time I went to the doctor, my blood pressure was really high. I mean, granted, Amara had just pissed me off like right before my appointment, so I was like trying to deal with that, and then going in, and then my I wasn't losing weight because I was constipated, so I was looking at the scale. I was like, "What the fuck?" And so I was mad, and they're like, "Your blood pressure's up," and I was like, "I know, I'm pissed off." And then
She's about to Hulk out. Like
Yeah.
she's pulling up her sleeves
Right
right now.
I was trying to calm down, and then I checked it
How do you
a couple
feel?
days later. You know how Walmart has those like machines where they do the blood pressure?
Oh yeah.
They had one, and so I was like, all right, let me check it. And it was still high a couple days later, so I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Breathe.
in all fairness, like a million people use
Yeah,
that.
true,
So
yeah,
I don't know
it's
if it's the
not-
most
Yeah, that's
calibrated
what Brandon said.
machine in a Walmart.
So I was like, okay, well, let's just be conscious because we do know it runs in our
I just got a
family, and we
Fairlife
do
commercial
know.
watching ESPN. Anyway.
What? Hell yeah. But
Boom.
I
13 grams, baby.
I've just been trying to like be conscious of that. So no like fried foods, no things high in cholesterol. I've been trying to keep it real tight and trying to be good about carbs.
Yeah. Stop pulling 1,000,000 grams of salt on everything.
Oh yeah, cutting down salt too. Like, because I love pretzels, dude. It's like one of my favorite snacks. I've got some right here, but I was like, that's probably what's making me constipated too. They're dehydrating.
Yeah, dude. They really are. Sometimes they dry my throat out so much I like choke on them.
Yeah. I know, me too. I'm like,
oh my god,
it
salty.
Is.
Yes. But they're so
saliva.
like, I love fucking pretzels. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I like soft pretzels.
You gotta cut snacks out too, Alyssa. They gotta go.
I know it's hard. So I switched to trail mix, and that helps. And they've got raisins in them, so that helps.
I don't know if they're as healthy as you think they are, Alyssa.
Definitely not sugar, right?
Like, they help, okay? Do I get the trail mix with M&Ms? Yes, but they've got all kinds of nuts in there, and I don't eat a bunch.
But it said peanut butter M&M with the almond in it, so
it's nut butter, okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
man.
loopholes. I'm losing weight, so I don't want to hear shit, okay?
So after dinner, I work out. Pro tip, because I kind of fucked myself up a little bit, like a little bit last week. I was doing like RDL like deadlifts, was basically like you lean forward and kind of touch the weights to the ground, and then you like pivot yourself back up. I was an idiot and probably a little bit high than I should have been.
That's not a problem.
I was doing them fine. Stick my butt out, proper form, core and stuff like that.
Interesting.
And then like as I was like jamming out, my earbud fell out. I was like, oh, I'll pick it up, and I immediately picked it up with the weight, and then I went back up, and I heard something pop.
Here we go. As for everybody
I was like,
who lifts
oh,
weights
shit,
that I know
this
always
thing's
blows their
fucked later,
back
isn't it?
out. It's got to be the number one thing.
Yes, it was from working out, I'm sure.
So, like, pro tip for anybody, like, always, like, if you don't know how to hinge your hips properly to pick shit up, it doesn't matter, like, if it's, like, a pencil or, like, I don't know, a 5-pound box of junk, always just stick your butt out first. Always stick your butt out, then bend your knees. That'll, like, simulate hinging your hips, and that way you won't be using your back or your legs and your core.
Test that out.
Make sure you're not. Your
If you don't
want to
do that, one leg
gravity.
lift. Like I'm still figuring out my squat form and trying to be good at that because like I'm kind of like in the YouTube fitness bubble right now and like just learning about all these things. So that's like important pro tip. So if you ever like you see me like pick up stuff and I'm just like twerking basically, or I'm like lifting one leg, it's just like me like I'm protecting my back.
Don't mind me. Make room for Fanny.
You gotta make room for Jesus and the butt. And it's like yeah, definitely use, or at least for me, it's like use your knees like whenever you can. Just like get on your knees and make sure your knees are the ones taking the brunt.
Yeah, heels down when you use your knees.
Hands on your knees.
Knees over feet as well, and wide stance.
Yeah.
Wide stance.
Like basically like you're squatting weights. Like it'll always say. I mean, there's a little bit more technique and all that stuff when you get heavier weights. But as long as you like engage your hips and your legs, you should be fine.
Yeah.
No,
and don't be like me.
I agree. I'm
like my back.
I don't know if I always follow that advice either myself, but yes, it is the proper way to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
After that, protein shake, of course. I use this vegan one because I've like I don't know, it feels like it's like less harsh on my stomach if I have like vegan protein powder. It's a plant-based. It's called like Vega protein. Right now I'm like rocking the berry one, but I missed the coffee tasting one. I love that one.
Do you
I should go
happen
back
to
to
know
it.
the difference between what it's made out of to make it vegan? Like just plant protein, I'm guessing. I don't like.
Yeah, like you'll see basically the things that the nutrients that make up like your normal like nuts and stuff like that, like chia and flax seeds and stuff like that. Because it's plant-based, they can't use so much like additives or things to make up that protein that you're trying to get.
It's not vegan. Is it made up of like just like obviously animal proteins? I guess.
Yeah, because that like it definitely like helps the nutrition levels if you can like push it with animal products. Animal products is fine as long as like you kind of do your research and like look into like how it's sourced and things like that. But personally for me, It just helps with
Yeah.
my stomach. I tried to drink like regular like whey protein, and it's
I
like
guess that is, yeah,
ugh,
that'd be like
Mhm.
animal.
fart all the time,
Eh.
and it kind of hurts
Technically, I guess that's
and all
vegetarian,
that.
but yeah,
Hmm.
that's interesting.
uh, and then I have like a pro yogurt. I just have like Greek yogurt,
Mm.
some granola, and some fruits, and that's like 12 grams. So like let's account like for like some protein loss with cooking and stuff like that. I crack like 140 grams of protein a day,
Hmm.
basically.
You put that
I don't
into your
even know how
muscles,
much
huh?
you're
If
supposed
you
to
ever want to
have.
like gain muscle, you
Yeah.
have to get your body weight. I crack a little more. Obviously, I'm not 140 pounds, but yeah, that's basically the diet, and it's been good so far. I like it. Like I feel stronger.
Oh.
My
Yeah.
muscles have
You
gotten
look
bigger, which is
stronger.
always a blunt. Yeah, it's probably the most like even past like Vegas is
Yeah.
probably like a new me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed.
Cause
You definitely
yeah,
have some taut,
thank you, thank you.
muscles.
He
You
does.
guys should see my
But
butt. It's real.
That'll be in the next fit check.
That'll be on Monday's one
Yeah.
where I just
He's
like,
holding a pencil
squat for you guys.
in between his butt cheeks.
oh yeah,
Look
pick
at
up
this
a
guy.
quarter.
Pick up a quarter. Yeah.
Bounce
Bounce-
a quarter
and then bounce it
off.
off.
I know. That would be really cool. I want to get my ass to that level too, but God, I got to get in the gym and do it. I
Yeah.
really need to get the time. I'm trying to I think once like things wind down, because like the first month of seminars they said is really busy, but like once we get in the groove of things it won't be as busy. I won't have
Important.
every fucking Friday. So
Right.
I want to like try to make it to where days where it's just classes, I go in the evening to the gym, and then maybe that'll help me sleep
Yeah,
better.
if you get a
And
groove,
then
or if you
Fridays.
get finish your internship, get like a nice job where you'll be every day or whatever. It could make it a lot
Yeah.
easier to get that schedule down.
Definitely. Like right now, I've been paying for the gym and I haven't gone, but like I want to try to. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous,
I
but
mean, yeah, I would hate to be in that. I know the feeling. I've done it with other subscriptions
it
too.
sucks. I've done it so many times, but Brandon and I are talking about going in the evenings because that's going to be the only time that makes sense. And I really I would feel better if someone went with me. And Brandon knows what I need to do, so like I want to start doing that. And yeah, and he knows like what I need to do to build up my ass, because like I know the machines and stuff, but like it's better when you have someone going like, oh, okay, you need to fix this, okay, you need to do, like checking your
Yeah.
form and
Comes full
stuff.
circle with you too.
Yep. Yep.
It's been a goal. So like after workouts I do like sets of things I want to work on specifically. Right now it's like my arms, right? And then my chest and then my butt.
Yeah.
I feel like my shoulders and my quads and my like calves are like pretty toned normally, just through natural like workout and stuff like that. But I really want to like emphasize those three things in particular.
The ladies like cakes, I will say.
Yeah, I agree with you on the arms. That's definitely something that I like. That would probably be my biggest insecurity. Would probably be like spindly arms when I could have bigger
Okay.
arms. And it's like, yeah, like the rest of my body, like I'm not very insecure about. Maybe some people would be, but yeah, I definitely like the bulk in the arms. I think that would be a
Yeah.
huge improvement.
Definitely. Like when I was single, that would be like the first thing that I looked for is biceps.
Yeah.
Like, let me see, that was
sure.
the first thing I looked at, because I'm like, I like to see like a little bit of vein and stuff too. Oh, fuck.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's my favorite. But
I think that would work well.
I only get that way with, like when I'm pumped.
mhm.
Like when I actually have lifted a couple weights, then like veins start to pop up. But normally, like my coworkers like call me like one of the best sleeper builds ever, because like it's like so unassuming until like I
Yeah.
actually like go for a
Yeah.
flex.
Yeah, dude, like
And then it's
this
there.
may be TMI, but like before I would like,
Pause, champ.
be with the guy, like be intimate with the guy, I would have him do push-ups.
Oh, you.
God
damn.
Yeah, I would have him
Get
do.
us pumped in.
Yeah,
She's
so
got a
his
little
arms would like.
femdom streak in her.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so I'd be like, yeah,
I like how he has to do like warm up runs.
Yeah.
Did you make him whimper while he did it?
Yeah,
At your
cry
feet?
about it. They were happy to do it. They'd be
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm going to do my workout before I come over. Or like they'd do push-ups there or pull-ups. And I'd be like, all right, all right.
Make them count him and make one
Yeah.
mistress, two mistress.
Yes, mistress, thank you.
Sorry, I got horny there
Yeah.
for a second.
Oh,
My
man.
Sorry, guys, we got
Yeah.
horny.
bad.
Got a little acting up there.
Horny check.
Oh, man.
Horny channel.
I'm all bricked up and nowhere to place it.
Horny, yeah.
Yeah. I know. Wasn't I telling you that too, Legion? The shot, it makes me like my hormones are like off the charts.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my god!
Okay.
One
I
of
know
my
the direction you're
professors
going
is
with that
so
one.
hot. Like it's ridiculous. He's half Hispanic, half Native, and I only have Zoom with him. And like I swear to God, I'm not listening to anything he says. I'm just looking at him most of the time.
yeah.
I'm like, this guy. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Some days it's bad. I'm just like, God, he's so fucking hot.
Estrogen is a hell of a drug.
It really is. Yeah.
I feel like I get that way naturally through like thirst traps on like the workout side of
Bro,
YouTube.
yeah,
and-
it's got to be an
and, like,
epidemic.
TikTok and
I
shit
always
like
see
that.
that. It's like, oh,
It's always like a girl with like, the most fitted booty shorts being like, and this is how you fix their squat like pulse
Oh.
Yes,
things. I'm
show
like,
me.
that is
oh, yeah,
great.
yeah,
That's
Yeah, no, that looks right.
It's like the veneer of like workout advice. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, you're real being subtle
I
with
mean,
that one.
to be fair, it's all good advice, but they're actually trying to get the
Yeah,
audience
oh,
to
for
come
sure.
Yeah,
to their
yeah.
channel.
The
and, like,
thumbnail
be-
is like
Yeah,
them
yeah.
bending down. You're like, oh no, that's great form. Thank you.
Mm-hmm, yeah, we know the phone
Yeah,
now.
that and like what's it called? Fit hauls and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like, oh, like look at these booty shorts I got from
Oh,
Skims. I'm like,
mhm.
I
I'm part
definitely
of
see
this
them.
Discord, and there's a fit check channel, and there's a bunch of thirst traps posted in that channel.
we try. We try over there.
Yeah, I actually like, I was like embarrassed to post that picture at first, but then I had sent it to my friend who is a bodybuilder, and he's like, oh, you look so good. Da, da, da. I was like, shut up, whatever. It's because my boobs are big.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, I get it. Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you gotta have like that like kind of arrogance slash like gas
Sure.
up,
Yeah.
like as like your
There's a
mindset
middle
mentality.
ground.
Always gossip your friends.
No,
You
for
should.
sure, yeah. Especially when it's
Yeah,
somebody who's
you have
already
to.
like, it's one thing if they have a billion followers or whatever, and it's like, yeah, okay, I get
Mhm.
it. You're showing your body off to all your followers, but if you're not like an
Mhm.
influencer or whatever the hell, an attention seeker, then it's totally cool. It's fun to see people having success.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Yeah, because I feel like after COVID, like it felt like I lost like so much, and it felt like so bad to like start from zero, because although like my diet didn't really change much, and muscles aren't gonna just like disappear in 2 weeks. Like the effects on my lungs were like so bad that like reps and stuff were like hard to do, so I wasn't like able to push
Yeah.
myself. So like having to start from like almost like square one, besides just knowing how to do things was like super difficult, but persevere you must,
Mhm.
because me and Alyssa talk about this a lot, but like like for us, like inactivity is like the death of
Mhm.
us. Like we need to be doing stuff to actually like feel like we've accomplished
Yeah.
things. And I feel like if at the end of the day, like I don't have to like kill myself to like be in shape and work out every
Mhm.
day. But I always just try to like, if I'm not feeling it, like, oh, we're not gonna work out today, or like it's too busy, I'm too tired now. I always try to get a stretch in, like
Yeah.
just to get something to go in. Like, I call it mobility training. Some people would call it yoga. I usually just try to get that in
Me too.
basically, because yeah, I just need something,
Yeah.
right? I feel like I thrive if I have a lot of projects to like work
Mhm.
on, whether it's myself or this podcast or streaming
Mhm.
or just like helping friends with things like that. And you have to like approach like working out the same way. Like it is a project. It's not always going to get done in the time you want it to. You're not going to always see results, right? Like Alyssa was talking about cleaning out her house. You have to like take out like all the easy stuff you can take out right now, or the things you can donate pretty easily
Mhm.
right now, and then we can do with all like the memorabilia and the family stuff later,
Mhm.
right? And that's where you have to approach workout, is like you don't have to lift weights like me.
Yeah.
You don't gotta like change your diet up like Alyssa. You just have to start somewhere and have a goal in mind in which you feel like realistically you can accomplish in some sort of time.
Progress is progress, dog. Like, as
Progress,
something.
not perfection.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I used to freak myself out with timelines. Like, oh my God, I want to get skinny by the summer. I want to get skinny by this time. And I'm like, it was the death of me. Like, I would just set myself up for disappointment because my body doesn't work like that, And if I'm trying to meet a deadline, I'll start doing bad habits again. And weight loss doesn't work like that. And I want this to last. So I got to do it the right way. I hate that it's taken this long, but fucking whatever. Like, we're trying, So, yeah, progress is progress, and I am seeing it, even if it's only 1 to 2 pounds a week. Hey, it's fucking more than it has been in the last few years.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you're not like happy with where you are now, you gotta like look at where you were before, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I was like super weak, man. Like, I thought I was pretty strong because I was carrying like heavy stuff like through work and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, but like when to like actually focus on muscles, like 10 pounds feels like so much. When you're just like tossing stuff around, 10 pounds is easy, but when things are like focused, it's bad. And I was like, holy shit, I'm like actually weak. Now I'm like cracking 20, and it feels like great. Like I'd never be able to do this like early on.
Yeah.
And it always like gives me motivation. I'm like, look at yourself.
Look at you. Yeah.
Look at like Alyssa's probably right. I probably should have taken some before and afters like from way back when I started this up until now. But I'm like, yeah, I'm better now. Like, and that's because I just I had the mentality of like, let me just get up, let me just do something, let me like lift a weight. Like, yeah, working out takes a lot of time, and sometimes I feel like, you know what, I can just play Darkest Dungeon for like 3 hours and like hit like a serotonin level that I feel like. But then like I'm like, at the end of the night when I'm like staring at like social media or like at the wall and stuff like that, I'm like, I could have just pushed a little longer. It didn't have to be a weightlifting thing. It could have just been a stretch. I could have like focused on like at least like creating some flexibility for like 10 minutes. Not that failure doesn't feel bad, or not that like lack of progress doesn't feel bad, but you have to know that you can push yourself more than you think. Always be safe, of course. Don't be like me.
Don't be
like,
picking shit up.
Like just like just stay around the sphere, man. You'll learn a lot about like your form and how to approach things. I'm probably gonna shout them out a little bit later, but like a lot of like the fitness content creators I follow all have the mindset of like, don't have to kill yourself. Progress, not perfection. You go at your pace, and then you take it from there. As long like I forgot who said this. Oh yeah, Hybrid Calisthenics, Hampton. He's like a very like kind of like lifestyle fitness kind of guy. He's always said like, have like that mindset like, oh, I know a little bit, like I'm realistic about what I'm getting into, but I'm also very like kind of dumb hopeful that I can improve more. And that's like kind of the mentality I've been pushing on myself, especially like not to jump on you, Alyssa, but I feel like I've been depressed too, like as of late, and I've been struggling with depression, and it's kind of like made me like not stream for a little bit. I'm glad to be back right now, but it was a hurdle, and working out helped. If anything, just a distraction.
Yeah, really.
Not having to be in my own head and be like, you have to focus on this, like, or else you'll probably hurt yourself if you don't like at least pay attention a little bit to what you're doing. And just at the end of the day, when you're like, yeah, I did that at least I got that in.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Progress is important. I'm definitely, I think out of the three of us, I'm probably the laziest guy here. And no, but I think, like I said, like what I was going before, like like I don't know, I'm not even ashamed of being like lazy. What is it Bill Gates said? Hire a lazy person, they'll find the easiest way to do a job. Like like I don't know, like there's a certain amount of pride, but what I'm saying is that like even I've made progress like here and there, even if it's small little things. Like I really do think I have. So it's just it's definitely kind of like a, I don't know. It's to each person, and it's definitely something where I could definitely I try not to, like you say, I try not to beat myself up, and like and timelines are not the best, but I
Right.
am definitely one of these people who kind of like, yeah, I try not to set a deadline, but like I said earlier, I made little steps, little tiny steps, and honestly, yeah, and being around people is inspiring. I think you guys definitely are
Mm-hmm.
helping me, at least keep looking at stuff, in a critical way of not letting it, uh, letting like it get away from me or whatever. And I do agree that,
Right.
what is it, yeah, I don't know if I have depression. It's more like I kind of know what you're saying. Like I think it's the laziness that's making me, like, I don't know. I just haven't been streaming because it's like, oh, I got, it's a baseball season's heating up and there's football games coming up, and every night I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, there's something else I can like distract myself with, and not
Mm-hmm.
like engage with other things. And it's and I think that's kind of sometimes how working out is too, where you don't want to engage
Mm-hmm.
with it, but sometimes it is something where you just kind of you want to build a habit, or
Yeah.
and try not to like, uh, create a negative habit, I guess. And it's definitely something that's making me think about. So,
Yeah.
laziness slash depression. I mean, there's a lot of relationships. There's a lot of different, ways that can kind of manifest. Uh, but take that inspiration, and hopefully we can inspire people. You've inspired me for sure.
Yeah, for sure. There's always a
That's good.
bunch of different factors to it. And I look at it this way. I'm like, okay, the formula that I've had my whole life obviously is not working. I am overweight. I'm unhappy. I'm depressed. Okay, I need to start doing something different. And it's hard to have a
Mm.
new habit. But since I've implemented it, things are getting better. I am sleeping better. Aside from the last week, I was in a better mood and I was doing things, and thinking about like, oh fuck, like I can start streaming now. That'll make me happy. Like once I start to deal with this grief a little better, and finding some ways to soothe. Like I know I'll get back into it, and the working out really does help. It helps get out
Yeah.
aggression and stress from this
Mhm.
fucking job and all that. Like it really is like the best medicine. So I've even though it's been hard this week, I have been sticking to my diet, and it's like it's helped immensely. Yeah.
You ever do like a hate rep? Like you ever be like,
Oh,
fuck you,
I
fuck you,
did when
fuck
I
you.
was going to the gym.
Aggression
Yeah,
rep.
when I was making really good progress. Yes, I was in there. I was pissed off at somebody, and man, I'd just be swimming, and
Mhm.
just be getting mad, and I don't care. I'll turn off my phone and swim for 2 hours if I fucking want to,
Hell yeah.
and I would.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like approach it like a video game. Like I always said, like I'm like probably like the most like overconfident, sounds like ego driven when I'm playing video games because like one, like if you fail there, like there's no like big
Right.
consequences. You always get to try again. You always approach things differently. No one's like really like gonna judge you for like, oh, I died in this video game,
Hmm.
and like so there's like some security there. I'm trying to like implement that
Mm,
that mindset when I'm working out, right? It's like at the end of the day, like probably nobody cares that I'm working out. It's just for me, so I can fuck up and fail like so
oh,
many
for sure.
times. I can avoid like not avoid, but I can like skip like the daily amounts of things I need to eat or like not get enough sleep. I do like to improve those things, but it's fine if those things
Hmm.
happen. You have and also like fixing mistakes, like always like trying to like learn and be better at it, right? Like never assuming that you know everything just because you've been at it for a little bit or like a little while. Uh, Figuring out like what works for you. Like I do like so much things besides like weightlifting, like mobility stretches and like trying to get stability. Like I try to like read up like, oh, like why is this hurting, and like there'll be like a million people who are like, well, you're probably not doing this correctly, and also like you're probably fucking up your shoulder.
Right.
Like I always assume like, oh, if I can't like lift something properly, it must not mean I'm strong enough.
Hmm.
Turns out sometimes like your shoulders aren't like proportional. Sometimes one shoulder's stronger than the
Hmm.
other, and you just gotta like fix your mobility in one side, and then
Hmm.
you'll see that like your dominant hand. Like I always have problems with my right arm
Hmm.
just because I like lack mobility here,
Okay.
and I was like how's that possible? I use
Right.
this arm for everything. It's my dominant. I write everything, and you're like, oh well, I have bad mechanics with
Right.
my
It's a
shoulders. I just
trip.
gotta fix like how this thing
Hmm.
works. I've talked about it a little bit before, but it's like being an engineer. you find goals, you do your work, you find problems, you fix those problems, and then you find your goals
Yep.
again, basically.
Yeah, and I think it is important to keep in mind that nobody's like keeping their eye on you, and like nobody's judging you necessarily for every
Right.
action you take. Like people, like, yeah, people don't care as much as you think about your personal like journey, and it's
Exactly.
definitely something you don't need to be insecure about if it's something that really weighs on your mind.
Hmm.
It's for sure something that is kind of in your mind, and people are usually pretty happy to see somebody trying to improve themselves.
Definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, actually, that's a good segue because I'd like to thank
Hmm.
all the YouTubers. I like to shout out all the fitness channels that have like helped me pretty much with this journey. So like I have to give it up to Squat University with Dr. Aaron.
Mm.
I feel like he posts like a million YouTube shorts like a day, I feel like. And every time like I learn something new about like how I can improve my form and things like that. And it's like very like it's very like a nice approach to it too. It's not like you're doing this fucking wrong. It's like stop doing this. It's always like, hey, like if you feel like a little tightness like around your hip region, like try to check out your core and see if that works. Didn't realize how much your core plays in a factor for a lot of things.
Hmm.
If you like actually like work on your core, you'll realize how much like upper body and lower body it'll affect. Like it takes off a huge load off those muscles and all that. And I feel like Dr. Aaron has been like a really good resource for that.
I think I might know who that
And
is.
shout out to Lean Beef
Oh yeah,
Patty.
I
I
do
know
know who that
Aqua.
is.
You probably know. She's the muscle mommy of the
Oh
internet.
Lord.
Uh,
Yeah,
every time like I pop into her channel, she just makes me laugh, and it always like makes me think of like the light side of working out. Like it's not always like gym
Hmm.
bros and like overeating and like taking steroids. It's like it can be fun. You can just like you can have laughs while you're working out, and like her approach to like your mindset and like how she sees like working out overall is just been really fun.
Hmm.
And then I know I mentioned him a little bit, but Hamilton from Hybrid Calisthenics, he's like this Asian dude
oh,
with
that's who I
long
know.
hair. Like I said before, like he's very a life advice
Hmm.
guy, and uh, he's basically like I guess you can say like fitness therapy. Like he basically tries to help you connect like helping you with depression
Oh wow.
and like personal problems stuff like that through like workout, like
Hmm.
maybe not like oh actual workouts but like the mindset, like trying to relate both mindsets. And it's always like been like a good inspiration to like just pop in every now and then, like with the when he comes out with a video like how I dealt with like losing my mom and like how fitness improved it and things like that.
Oh, I
So
need the link for
I
that.
gotta get yeah, huge shout out to Hybrid Calisthenics. And yeah, that's all the creators. I feel like having like very positive, like upbeat people who are like very like non-aggressive, like non-combative, like YouTubers or just people in your life is like it's really good to have. Like it's not a competition. It's just like
Hmm.
a progress, basically.
Right. Mm,
Cool. Do-
I don't
Alyssa,
know
do
that.
you don't?
How about you guys?
Yeah, I can shout out a couple people. Alyssa, you need more time?
Mhm.
Well, like, okay, so yeah, we were talking about how like creators we wanted to shout out, but like honestly, I've been just watching a lot of Kill Tony, and that's been helping with me, like
That's
kind
good
of staying
enough.
in a good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching it like religiously on Monday nights and stuff, and going back and watch old episodes. But I was telling you guys a little bit about a creator before we started that I just found on TikTok. He actually lives in the valley too, and his name is Ponyboy.
Stay
Everybody's
gold,
gonna
pony
laugh.
boy.
Stay golden, Ponyboy. But yeah, man candy. So we found his Instagram, and it has a link, and he's a bodybuilder. Okay, so he does bodybuilding. He personal trains people, whatever. He's a personal trainer, but he also does um, erotica, right? And so we found the link to his OnlyFans, and obviously you can't see anything, so I was just reading the
So I
captions
just subscribe.
to it. I know, right? I've never done that, but I might. But man, he is built, right? So his whole aesthetic is emo bodybuilder guy, right? So he's got like long hair and piercings, covered in tattoos, and just
takes all types.
Yoked. Yeah, so I've been watching him a lot, like just going through his TikToks and stuff. He does workouts, naked workouts. Oh no!
Make sure to link all this in the show notes.
I will link it. And his wife, so she's not a bodybuilder. They've been together 13 years. He said he's been doing this for 10 years. She just started, like, I want to say a few months ago. And just watching her progress, like, she's starting to get more fit. And I've been like, oh, fuck. Like, she's had a couple kids and done all this. And she's just now starting. So, like, I've been watching her progress, too. So I have to subscribe to her husband's OnlyFans to really keep up with what's going on with these two.
to get the good research going.
You know, so yeah, Pony Boy.
Do your research. You gotta
do your research.
Deep research.
Yeah.
I guess I have somebody. I guess this is kind of.
I'm sure there's a Reddit link, Alyssa.
Wait a second.
There was this YouTuber that I like. She doesn't have that many subs. Angela Collier. I'll link it in the show notes. She's really nerdy. Like, she's like a doctorate in like quantum physics or some shit. Like, she's like smarter than any of us combined. And she did like this really long video about Star Trek Picard. But she does a bunch of other videos, and that was a good media analysis. But she does a bunch of just actual science, like analysis and like explanations. I've liked her for a while. She only has like what 200. She doesn't even have 200,000 subscribers, but she did a really good deep dive into Star Trek Picard, which Red Letter Media also talked about, and how it's kind of a bad show. I've never watched it, but I really like watching people analyze it anyway. And I was gonna mention Legion. I don't know if you saw Safiya Nygaard's video of her going to all the Gordon Ramsay.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's really good, and you won't ever believe who responded in the comments to that video. But that was good. And, they found their brick again when they were there.
We found that brick too,
yeah.
dude.
So
dorks.
So I definitely recommend all her videos, but the latest one is visiting every Gordon Ramsay on the Strip, every Ramsay restaurant.
That's
on
pretty
the Strip.
cool.
And there is some good stuff. Oh my god, the beef Wellingtons looked amazing, and pretty much everything they got looked pretty much amazing. Now I want to go back.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
I know, just to eat.
Yeah, now I want to.
I just need to go back to Vegas with like $1 million, and
we
I
need
should be able
a
to do
loan.
everything I
Someone
want to
sponsor
do.
us, and we can just go to Vegas and eat at every restaurant on the Strip.
A small loan.
And,
right.
Oh yeah, I also like to shout out one more
go for
content creator, if I may. This little streamer called Milton T. Pike.
Yes.
Is streaming again. If you don't know who Milton T. Pike is on Twitch, then look him up. He's probably like one of the funniest like dudes I've ever like watched on the whole of the internet. Just like awesome like vibes and things like that. He's back after a long 19-month hiatus. He said on that stream. We were like all anticipating him coming back. It was a cool thing to watch. I didn't get to watch it live too much. I skimmed the VOD afterwards. But it was nice having him back. I love his new mall core aesthetic now. Like that he's a security guard in a mall and he's got all these security cameras and things like that. He actually made some mall core music for his stream.
Yeah.
And now, it's
the
got
little
that,
monitor.
Like, yeah, he described it as like after hours at a mall, it's like closing, and
It's
that's like the
fucking
vibe.
cool.
I'm like,
Back
that's
rooms.
perfect. That is so perfect.
It's very backrooms. I'm just barely within the first 20 minutes of it because I keep getting sidetracked of watching the VOD, but it's looking really good. It's
I
so
need
cool.
to watch it too. But I love it.
Yeah.
Milton T. Pike, I recommend
Very excited.
wholeheartedly, all three of us.
Great person. I've met him. I've taken pictures with him, hung out with him. He's an awesome guy.
And he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's Canadian.
And he's Canadian.
Yeah. Actually, he's probably the reason why I was like able to speak a little bit on this podcast about my depression, because he was
I
going
remember
through
that
that
stream.
too. Like after his wife Erin had a baby, he kind of went through depression, kind of like thinking about the times when he was in the military. And in classic Milton T. Pike fashion, knows how to like talk to people to bring them back up.
Yep.
Because he said the words I need
He
to
would make a
hear.
great counselor.
You are loved. You are valuable. You matter.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I need to hear that. Thank you, Milton.
Thanks, Milton. Yeah, he's great. He's great.
It was great to see like a lot of the RPers and Djibouti be in chat too, saying hi, like Return of the King, basically.
Yep. Welcome home.
Definitely want to like watch that with the
Yeah,
chat for sure.
it was such a good moment, and I can't wait for more. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I believe he said. So I have to work those days, but it'd be awesome to catch up on
Of course,
the VODs
those are the days I'm
afterwards.
busy, but yep, I'll have
Sure.
to watch it
I'm
afterwards.
sleeping most of the time, so yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to see him bring back Kiki even for a little bit, even if it was like a small test to see
Yep.
if his server thing worked.
Yep.
And he's got a whole bunch of friends on a whole bunch of different servers, so I can't wait. His interaction was already funny. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but a lot of like almost getting arrested type stuff
course.
basically on his first day back on RP. So yeah, if I had to shout someone most important, especially during this hard week for all of us, it was probably Milton T.
Absolutely.
Brought me back.
Absolutely.
Basically.
We love you, Milton.
Much love.
Well, we wrapping up then?
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'll hit the outro. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to Forget We Said That. We had a good discussion. We talked about our times in the bungle in this one. No, the fit checks, the updates, the life updates, and just kind of our shout outs. It was a good one. But yeah, anyway, my name is Relytan.
I'm Alyssa Riot.
And I'm Legion Lion at Legion Lion on Twitch. You'll see me when you see me. I'm on late night.
We'll figure it out.
Lately I've had to take so much like me times, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I really want to get back. I miss being on Twitch. So if you guys see me at Legion Lion on Twitch, come check me out.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.